What up, YouTube? This is your boy Liga, one half of Enduro. This is just random talks. Basically, I just set this up because I had to get me some parts and do a little Frankenstein job and put a new computer, put a new computer up. Some testing and stuff on my new computer. Hopefully, for the future, I'll get everything straightened out and no problems. Of course, the problem I will make sure too is I also have this thing on a UPS. Basically, a backup battery so you don't fry the system, whatever. Like the other one, is not really fried, but Windows is acting funny on that, so I got to reinstall the whole thing. So I'm just saying, screw it. Give me a new set of specs and whatever, and just build a new computer for future proofing, including that one, as Double M said, had Vista on it. So this one has 7. I'm gonna put 7 on it, so upgrade to of course Windows 10, when I think Windows 10 has gotten really, really good. But for now, so far it's looking up good. I'm going through like all the super updates. It's taking a while, so it shouldn't. So it's not up. It's not really perfect yet, but perfect enough for now. And hopefully, and also next thing is too, like the internet has not been very kind to me on this end. As I'm a little kind of upset that last week's Endcast that I had solo with I Speak My Mind, first half was awesome. It was like, oh man, this is great. Then, of course, got into it and I listened to the rest part. Like, son of a gun, this part, the second half, which had all the jokes and try to clear up some points up, got messed up, and I was like, that sucked. So right now nobody's listening to it like live, which is understandable. I just basically set this up like just a couple hours ago, like I think 2 hours ago. So I'm not surprised a lot of people are not listening, but hopefully they'll listen to it afterwards. As I would say, go back to the NCAT, the NCATs from the night before. NCATs from the night before, and also, I mean, not the night before, the NCATs from the Sunday before, so you could listen to some of the cool stuff that happened, and also explained out the financial of all 3 companies once again with the new report. Says a lot of people, as I said, that one explained it out, so I'm not going to go back over it again, but a lot of people got the numbers wrong so much, even GameSpot, IGN. It was just like, that's why, again, it points out I don't understand if the real journal websites can't get their numbers right about the company, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. Do I think I should listen to Nintendo Life? Not Nintendo Life, Nintendo everything. Those small sites that just back up everything. Even, I mean, all those sites, their information is wrong, and half of them is rumors. And look now, a lot of people's now is when going out like, oh, now the Square Enix said, I'm gonna say, oh, say that it might be, as I stated the first day when that announcement came out. So sometimes you need to take like, when you hear news, it takes maybe about, let me see, 2 3, maybe about 2 3 days. You relax, before you jumped on the news, because I see a lot of people jump on stuff quickly and don't wait. It's like they have to be the first person to say this is this and this. So that's natural for human beings. I mean, YouTubers are the same. I don't know what else to say about that. They talk I don't know, they talk their nonsense. So I can't help to think of how should I say this? Just in general, how some people just listen to certain things. It is what it is. Um, Let me see here. Like I said, I'm going back and forth because, like I said, right now I'm on my new PC. I'm on a new PC right now, and I'm doing all the updates. I just basically made about 3 o'clock. Just finished building it up and getting everything straight on it. So, straight on it. So I'm going back and forth, make sure this thing is not going crazy. So, and that's not good, but at least I got a new PC. I'm gonna put a UPS to it. Hopefully, everything. After I ain't finished building it up because I want to put in a second hard drive just as a backup, so in case I do any program, anything safe. Which I tell everybody, a lot of people like to do partitions, which is cool, but I don't partition a second hard drive. Never partition the first hard drive. Let your first out. My best thing to anybody out there who can do these things, have have if you have a hard drive to a PC to a regular computer desktop, use your first hard drive as just your C drive. Don't mess with it as much as stuff. Just back it up once in a while. But try to get yourself a second hard drive, or find somebody who can install it for you, and then partition the second hard drive, so it don't fail and mess up a lot of stuff. Because if the C drive goes, it's still gonna take all your data with you. So another computer that messed up last Sunday. Like I said, I had 2 drives in there, 2 terabytes. I'm moving everything from the slowly but surely from that C drive down to the second drive, so I could pop that out and then pop it into this new computer, and then it won't be no problem. So just a little information to give you guys right there about computer stuff. I'm not as tech as Shadow Fox and Infinite and anybody else like that, but I just know how to build computers and just make it as workable as it could be. And but other than that, like I said, I'm gonna this is random talk, so it'll just be quick. Won't be really done too fancy. But I did as I said in my other podcast last Sunday, I do have some information that I was not surprising, revealing, but not surprising. As like I said, next month I'm gonna not next month, this month, this month I'm basically after the 8th I'm gonna be traveling around and leaving the country and everything. So I'll be doing that. So with that, I'm gonna I was talking to some people. I was talking to my boy Kenji, of course. Anybody who is new who don't know who Kenji is my contact and also a homeboy, because I know him for like almost 15 years now from since I met him, and we've been cool friends from since then. But he's my hookup in Nintendo's R&D division, and he pointed out some stuff and made me do something like I always say, research. Made me go do some old time research, and I was like, wow, I did not know that. And about last year's the year before, last year's yearly report. So I'll jump into that for a second. But before that, I was listening to some people doing something about the I don't know how I'll get this on here. I can't get it on here right now. Like I said, in the computer. Maybe I hope I can get this together. I got 2 audio stuff that I would like to put on my channel. One is the ESRB was talking about gaming today in this generation, and they broke it down and said exactly what I've been saying and most YouTubers been saying about this generation, which is sad. And also the information I got from information that I read from the financial report of 2014, when Iwata was had to be re-elected, found out some interesting stuff about that YouTube thing that everybody was making a big hurrah and problems about. Oh man, it proves my point once again. And it's sad that these things keep proving my point, but I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I've tried my best to give to all these YouTubers who I'm sub to, and the big mega ones, the ones that have like hundreds of thousands of YouTube subs. Yeah, those are not shocking. But the ones that have like 1,000, 2,000, maybe 5 or 10, and they ask for information, I've given links and source to get to when they ask a question, and they never take me up on it. And then 2 days later they still spout half of the crap they be talking about. Then it's like, why even bother? Why even bother? Because they don't listen. So hell. So first of all, like I said, I'll find um, let's talk about what the ESRB was talking about. And like I said, I have the audio for this, and that's what I'm figuring out how to. I can't play that right now, but but I'm gonna point out the. Let me see. Okay, go back. I can't put it right now, but I'm gonna try to see. We'll put it in a video form and maybe in his own video and let them talk. Do you hear how they talked about what's going on in 8th generation? As Dave pointed out on their audio, which was an internal meeting they had, and I got it, and I could, like I said, I'll find out a way to put it on video for you guys so you can hear it. They were talking about how publishers and the managers for some of these developers, or they call them engineers, the software engineers, how it's two things that's going on in 8th generation. One, some of these people have so much grand scheming that they don't see that gamers will not pick up on what they have. And since they can't figure out how to do it in the simplest form, you get basically you get a broken, buggy mess. That's one of the problems they talked about. The second problem they talk about was how the publishers and managers, they want to prove and they want to get more money, as I've said many times. And the developers like, we can't do this, and we can't do this, we can't rush this. This needs time or whatever. And the next thing you know, when they rush the process, they rush the coding, and they ship the game a buggy piece of mess. And what the inclusion was funny. They're saying that they're surprised to find out that there are so many broken games in the 8th generation. The failure rate is more higher than it was in the 7th generation at the same time span. So they're worried about this as they try to figure out how can we get third parties. And I mean, I'm not trying to throw nobody on the bus, but it's basically third parties to stop rushing and stop and make a fully cohesive product. Now the SRB don't have no power to force nobody to do that, but they do see it because they have to get certain builds of the game, so they create it. They have to get a great build on the game, so they create it mature, not mature, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. And they're saying that this is becoming a very bad problem. So hopefully, like I said, my computer, the new computer I have right now, I get up and running with the other hard drive and everything solid, that I can give you that audio, because that is crazy. They've seen it. The buggy mess, the buggy and unoptimized failure rate is higher than it was in the 7th generation. So that's something that they're putting out, that they're talking about. But no one to participate yet. Give me a second here. I'm trying to read something. Let's see. Well, actually, well, Triple M, yeah. I'm sorry, I was just reading Triple M's thing. I mean, it's up to you to join if you want to join, Trip. If you don't want to answer that question, you just want to talk about random stuff in gaming, Triple M, then you could join in. It doesn't really bother me that much. But what else what else information I found out? Oh, I also have a cool audio, and I don't know if I might put this in to the past. So I found another audio, not a audio. Basically, my boy Kenji passed it on to me, and I will put it on the website. On the website. What I'm saying, on Endua's channel as an audio file. Basically, Genyu Kikeda was giving the eulogy for Iwata's funeral, and I have the translated audio for that. You know, if anybody, I'll put up there. And I ain't gonna broadcast it. If people come to my channel and just want to see it, to hear what Genyu Takeda said about Iwata and how these guys came together and everything from his mouth. I'll put it up there so people can check it out. So I'm gonna have to get that audio as well too. Hopefully, because I get it down from a hard drive, that I could put it up there for you guys to listen to it if you wanted to listen to it. So I'll see if I could set that one up as well. Sorry about the breaking silence. I'm just trying to communicate with Triple M to see if you want to join in. But like I said, yeah, I have that audio, and I'll put it up and try to get it together and just put it up on the Endure channel in the Iwata Triforce playlist. And if you want to jump in, and if you just want to listen to it, then you can listen to it if you know on your own time. It's pretty cool to hear what he said. And like I said, if Genyu Takeda is the guy who takes over Nintendo, might be. He's the most one I could see do it because Miyamoto is not that kind of person to take that kind of thing. But if Genyu could do it, then it'll be cool to hear his thought process about Iwata's passing and what he's done. So I'll see if we'll pull that audio up together and put it on the channel. So now the next thing that I should say that I'm talking about now is the big reveal that I found out. Oh, give me a second. The big reveal that I found out was basically from the from last year's conference. Not conference, last year's dang it, not last year's conference, last year's annual report. See, what happened was in 2000 when Iwata had dropped down in, how should I say this? When he had dropped down in to, dang it, he had low confidence. He had low the shareholders had a low confidence in him, so they had to vote to see if we should keep Iwata as CEO or not. When they did that, when they had that set up, right? Iwata, like I said, he's not a businessman, but he can be shrewd and he figured out something. He had to concede on some things to get them, because of course he got overwhelmingly reelected last year, of course. And of course this year he got reelected again. Sadly, he can't continue, he couldn't continue on. But another continue on. But what I found out was everybody was asking, trying to figure out, what's going on with Nintendo's YouTube thing and what, the YouTube crowd that everybody, and everybody on YouTube got up in arms about that thing, as we saw videos in it. Everybody got angry. Everybody's like, oh man, Nintendo's trying to silence, which I still don't understand that point. Nintendo's trying to silence whatever, I don't know. But they were saying that, you heard everybody and their mama how they come on, and Nintendo need to do this so they could share revenue and not share everything, that could free advertisement and all that stuff like that. Now, point taken. I have a video on my channel about that same thing, and what I'm about to say does not contradict what I was saying, because it is that it's basically, it stated that Nintendo still has the right to their own stuff, legally speaking. In that video, I said that they still have the rights to it, and also I said that the copyrights were, the copyright laws in America is kind of strange as well. So with that said, here's the information. just to please the shareholders and keep his thing, Iwata conceded on a lot of things. One of them was, of course, the whole mobile games. He said they wanted him to consider the mobile games. You got to put mobile games on phones and stuff. And he wanted to say, well, I'm not doing it unless we're doing it my way, which that's why it took our year and whatever to find DNA. And I hope that DNA system works out pretty well. I don't know how you know, like I said, DNA has 2-3 games that are popular, but that don't mean nothing. I just hope that with the deal they sign, because like I said, Nintendo, just like any company, have signed some bad deals in the past. Hey, Microsoft and I'm not Microsoft, so Nintendo and Philips, and of course they signed a deal to give Zelda to Philips, and they made these 3 horrible games. So they're not, and they say it with the DD, so they're not impervious to making bad mistakes. So, but that was Iwata's thing. Can you hear me, Triple M? Friends. Can you hear me, Triple M? Let me see. I could hear you, but I don't know if you could hear me.
Oh, I can hear you, Liger.
Okay.
And
just
good evening.
Good evening, man. No, I'm just making sure. That's making sure. Well, basically, you could listen to what I was about to reveal right now, anyway, which is pretty cool that I found this out.
I'm all ears.
Well, yeah. So what I'm gonna reveal was, like I said, the YouTube content thing that everybody was up in arms in. Iwata and Shigeru Miyamoto wanted to make that thing basically open as everybody else wanted it to be. That was their plan. They wanted to let it open so y'all could share and there will be no problem and everything else, so you could share the experience. But remember, I said one thing about YouTube when people make all these crazy videos is, you know what? Because people saying, I mean, remember, you choose. Any video you pick and choose it. You don't let it just flop on you and you watch what you want. You have a choice to view the video or not. And I've said that many times, when you guys make all your videos, even though most cases you don't, it just makes no sense to say to Nintendo whatever unless you do it in a calm way. You are giving the shareholders more power over what Yamamuchi said about what he wanted those 3 guys to be. And because of y'all fervor, they said, well, you know what, we're not going to do that. We could make money off of this. So the shareholders voted that the YouTube program to be what it is, and also to use the copyrights so they could make revenue off of anybody who's making the YouTube videos. So it won't Iwata. And the thing about it, most of the people who made the videos about, oh, this your fire water now, the same people say, well, Nintendo, why didn't you let this thing be free? So it's just like, wow. The guy that y'all wanted to fire was trying to help you get your YouTube content straight. But then you see, that's why I've said about the whole research thing. But you know, nobody does their research. So
I'm trying not to laugh here.
Nah, you could laugh. You could laugh, man. It's the sad part is, like, these are the same guys. The business guys, what they do is like, it's just like politicians. Basically, that's what it is. They see all these videos, they compile them, and they put it in a board meeting and say, hey, this guy wants this guy wants that, she wants this, she wants that. And they have a good argument to say, okay, whatever, because they wanted, really, the reason they wanted it to be free because of Mario Maker that's coming out. They wanted Mario Maker to be YouTube free and everything, that people could share and see these cool videos. So if you see somebody with a video, you could punch in, like, you say that you have a cool, that you made a cool level, Triple M, and you have like Triple M's crazy house, and you put it up on YouTube. And people see it, they're like, oh man, I want to play Triple M's crazy house, and then type it in the search bar in Mario Maker, and there you go, free advertisement and also free thing like everybody's been talking about. But you see, the share was like, well, we're gonna get some money out of that, so nah, let's make this money.
The thing is, I kind of find it funny to me that to the ones that were complaining, no one saw this coming. No one saw this copyright or infringement thing coming since actually not even that, um, since before YouTube decided that we can monetize the videos.
Hmm.
I mean, I do not know if we have a some memory lapse or short
Well,
attention
oh,
span.
we have memory lapse. That's what I talked about last Sunday. We have memory. Well, most gamers have memory lapse because they don't remember stuff. They really don't. But I mean,
because
go ahead.
because I remember the first time that some sort of copyright strike happened is because someone uploaded an entirety of a movie, heck,
Yeah,
even short clips of a movie, and that's before YouTube granted monetization.
true.
So I'm like, okay, we're talking about movies here, but with video games, when people say what Sony and Microsoft and the third parties are doing, making games, well, not actually, they can't call them games. They're more like interactive experience.
Yeah.
You would and those interactive experience are closer to films and movies. So one has to wonder: did you guys check the memo?
Well, like I said that it's not going to change my copyright. But I have a video on my channel talking about the Nintendo's YouTube. It's still this fact that just came out didn't change that because it's still their property. But it's just like
Of course.
but the thing is, like I said, is just that all these people who argue for it and argued to fire Iwata and all that stuff before he passed away and everything, he was fighting to make it free for all of them. But because they gave the ammo to the shareholders, well, they're businessmen. They're gonna take money, and that's what they did it. That's why they did it.
And I was one of the few, or the many that was like, hold on, hold back. Let's see where this is going here, because I really didn't want to join in the fight. I actually tried to look at this um, on both sides of the party,
Mm-hmm.
and ever since Nintendo brought that whole YouTube program thing, that's that's one way to go. Now the YouTubers you got who suddenly decided to wanted to make Nintendo Nintendo videos, or that make with their footage, with their
Mm-hmm.
in-game footage.
Mm-hmm.
There you have it. But even after that, still nothing. No, not nothing. Still complaining.
Well, like I said, that's why I did my, which I'm like I said, my internet, because we had a storm or whatever a while back, and it messed, and the company I work in my internet provider's Time Warner Cable, and they're just been trying to fix this stuff. My last Ncast last Sunday, man, I laid down some good stuff. I was like, and when I re-listened it Monday, I was like, the first half was good, and then I was like, really? Oh man, half of it is getting glitchy and it's breaking out. I was like, this sucks. That was that was good material. Nah, because like I said, I broke down the financial stuff last time. Last time, and showed how all these sites, all these games, like I went towards GameSpot, right? I saw a video from another YouTuber who's basically in our circle. Let's put it that way, right? Talking about PlayStation and everything, right?
Right.
So he has a link inside his description. I went to the link. It was GameStop. GameSpot had it in there. Okay, I said GameSpot's in there. Let me click. Let me read the link. I read the whole thing, right? First, if you looked at that link, there was no source. No source to nothing. It was just, they wrote it like an opinion piece. Excuse me. And all the links that's inside of that article was internal links. It won't no outlinks to go some places, whatever. It was a next link to a next GameSpot article to a next GameSpot article. From
To
that
be honest,
point, go ahead.
I
Sorry.
am not. To be honest, I am not surprised.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, that's what I'm saying. Gamers don't look at that stuff. I was like, I clicked on every link, Triple M. None of them went out internal. I mean, external. None. Everyone was internal. I was like, wow. And you read this thing verbatim, and then when I saw that, it was Friday. It was not Friday. Wait, it was Friday. It was the Friday before, and I saw the video, and I went to the article, and it had something wrong on the article. But I mean, by the time I went to do my cast, they corrected it, which is good. I'm happy. GameSpot, I give it to a degree. They correct their mistakes. That's good.
Yep, got to give them their due.
Yeah. They basically corrected their mistake, which was good. It's like when I saw it, because I have a lie when I say, oh, they corrected it. Oh wow, good. But here's the thing, I wish a lot of people understand, because Nintendo uses this as well. Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, all of them use this. When manufacturers tell you a percentage, please find out what the base number of that percentage is, because if they don't have the number inside of that paragraph, it's irrelevant. Because if I sold one today, this week, and I sold 2 next week, then I could say, hey, my sales went up 100%. If I sold 10 that same week, sales went up 1,000%. Percentage don't mean nothing without the base number.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm also at fault on this at that time. But still in the back of my mind, it was like, okay, 666
Bingo, Nintendo. You're right. Now you're tracking with me.
But I guess my mind was more on the emphasis on the on the 3 same number 666.
True. But that's it. But you're right on that. But that's what I'm saying. With that number doesn't mean nothing without having what number is percentage of. It's irrelevant. You can't make if y'all make decisions on that, and y'all not, you gotta take a step back and look at things. And that's as you can see, Triple M, you see basically how my videos and how I'm setting up doing stuff right here. I try to be as honest broker as I could be. You know what I mean?
Right.
So people could get the facts and go with the stuff. So I went to all the IR pages, because the one thing that they also said in the GameSpot, I'll ask you this question, and this does not make you say. I'm just asking a general question, because I think a lot of gamers don't understand certain things, and that's why I provide the links to the IR pages to each company, so you can get everything when you need, because there's a lot of treasure troll in there. PlayStation Network, not PlayStation Network, sorry. The PlayStation part of Sony went up in value. It went up and made profits, and also sold consoles and everything, and went up. But you see, that guy said PlayStation 4. GameSpot says PlayStation 4. Do you know what PlayStation in the IR pages of Sony? Do you know, for the PlayStation brand, do you know what they consider when they say let me put it this way. Okay. The PlayStation brand is making money, is making profits. But do you know what falls underneath that PlayStation brand? And that they consider profits?
Okay. Actually, I have this knowledge from since last year, so take what I said for a grain of salt. Since
it's cool. It's cool. I'm just there. Yeah, go ahead.
Because from last year, I knew that the products that fell in that brand was the PS4, the PS3, the Vita, and I think was the PSP and the PSP Go.
And PlayStation Now.
Oh snap! Well, I didn't even consider that because that's just the service, not exactly the.
Well, you see what?
Um,
Well, let me do if I'll let me see if I could do this. If I could do this, then you'll be cool. I'll try my best. If I could pull this up on my share screen and maybe people could see it. Like I said, give me work with me, people. Like I said, the internet for me is kind of crazy, and like I said, I got a new computer right here that I'm what is updating so many things, so it's not using full power right now. My profile, and
I'll be honest with you. It's been like what? It's been like 2 years that I've been trying to find the IR pages of Nintendo, and I've been having difficulty of finding them. Only until you brought up the links. Now, keep in mind that I did say I looked for Nintendos. I not Sony or Microsoft because I really can't take their numbers as face value, even with the.
well, their numbers are not fake. Their numbers are not fake for the IR pages. They're right. The problem is that you have to go, which is a thing that a lot of gamers. And I am not faulting them to a degree. I'm talking about people who are like, you see, I could say some names right now, but I just don't want no drama on my channel. But for people who have, let's put it this way, I think you will figure out what I say when I say this. For people who would like to tell a lot of news in their videos, one, and two, who have an external website to say they got all the video game news, they should go further into the IR pages to read their stuff, but they don't. They get they just get the what do you call it? They just get the top part. The overall, yes, or the basically the greeting card at the door. That's what they get. So let me go to. Okay, you should be able to. Yeah, let me share this and see so you can see what I'm talking about for a second, and you tell me if you can see the screen. Because like I said, this is all. Excuse me. Because like I said, I'm going through a lot of crap. Okay. You see it?
Yes, I see it.
Okay. See, this is where they put the PlayStation brand on there. You see what it's called? Game and network services.
Oh yeah.
They don't separate them out. And that's why I said same thing with Xbox. They do not separate them out. I said, you know what? I give Nintendo a difference because Nintendo is a gaming company. So I understand why they separate it out. That's a different story. I respect that, you know. That's a whole different story. But
you know, to be honest, before you go further, I kind of find it ironically that Nintendo as a company that they don't have divisions like Sony and Microsoft, and yet Nintendo is the one that actually okay, for the lack of a better word, partition the
software and everything else out of
their financials, and yet you have two conglomerate companies, and I thought they would have them
separated.
They would have to do that because since they're a bigger company, they have actual divisions underneath them. One would wonder or to think that they were the ones who should be doing it, and not the other way around.
No, you are right, but the problem which is something that I've learned from since being coming into this industry myself. I mean, when I started my company, I started from nothing. I started from a little thing. Whatever, no branches, whatever. But when I got to like Sony and EA and all these guys, and I saw how when I've been in their meetings and stuff, what they do, let's put it this way: when they first started out, I'll go with Sony. I ain't follow Xbox that much at the time when it started, so I'm not gonna deny that. When PlayStation started out, they had it separate, like you just said. But when they found out that, like in the PlayStation 3 era, when they're having a lot of problems and stuff, and they try to do stuff to hide it. They can't. It's against the law. They have to report everything still, and they are doing it legal bounding. Legally they're doing it, but combining this with this could still show a better number than if they separated it out.
So there's still some loopholes in management, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it.
Yeah, that's what it is. So my point to it is like you see right here. I mean, it's basically this is what I'm showing anybody right here. This is a quote from the IR page, which you could click on the Global Investor Relationship Net and go there and download the PDF, and you'll see it. I'm not lying. It says, because basically what happened is, what's making the PlayStation brand sell right now, and I think you can figure that out, Triple M, is PlayStation 3 making the most profits.
Oh, you don't say, my friend.
Well, I know you know that. Don't be a smart ass.
No, actually, I didn't even know that, but I suspected that the PS3 would be.
But look what it says right here. Operation income expected to decrease year by year, primarily due to the impact of the decrease in PlayStation 3 platform sales.
Oh, yeah. I didn't pay attention enough to that, but quite right.
Yeah, PlayStation 4 is selling. That is good, but PlayStation does not have the software library. That's a problem. That's why I always say they have the worst attachment rate for games. But every game is coming from Japan, because there's such a big install base in Japan for the PlayStation 3. Every game that comes out for PlayStation 4, what other consoles it comes out for? Vita and PlayStation 3. Because it's such an install base. Same thing for the Microsoft. If I go to the Microsoft Xbox One and show you, the Xbox 360 is also is helping them, is offsetting their spot, because the Xbox division is making money off of their licensing for the third-party games. The little bit of first-party games, IP ownership that they do have, but it's not a lot. But that's the part they're making money from as well too. PlayStation, just like the PlayStation Network, Xbox Live, and Xbox One. But Xbox One is sold at a loss, so that's the same thing too. Now Nintendo, we know right now, Nintendo does not support the Wii, and they don't support the DS.
But it seems like Nintendo has sold 115 million units at this point.
For which one you talking about? Let me make sure.
The Wii.
Oh, the Wii. Oh no, yeah, because the mini Wii is still selling, but not a lot.
No.
But no, what I'm talking about, yeah, but they're not making no more software for it. Nintendo itself is not making software for it. There's not many third parties I know making software for the Wii and the DS no more. But there's still a lot of studios making games, like I say, Persona 5 coming out, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3. Tales of Xillia is coming out, PlayStation 3. There are a bunch of games coming out for PlayStation 3. Maybe not come to America, but they're coming to PlayStation 3 still. Same thing with Xbox. Xbox 360 still got some games. Grand Theft Auto so that's where they're making their money from. Including Xbox, because again, they're selling their console at a loss.
To be honest, even though I'm not, even with my dislikeness for Microsoft gaming division, even I felt like they should have had their own software to balance out the negative impact of their hardware sales. See, I'm not such a boss as I thought I was for Microsoft.
You stupid. You crazy dude. No. This. You're right, but but see, a lot of people. This is where they got the numbers wrong again. Now, here's the next one. Here's Microsoft's thing I'm putting up right now, as you can see right now on the screen. A lot of people put up all these numbers for Microsoft. Here's how much they made in the last. And this is from Microsoft's IR page, people. If you don't believe me, go straight to the IR page, which is the link. Like I said, I have links. Go to the last. Go to Ncast. Go to the WTF 4. WTF 5, I mean not 5, 9. The last Ncast I did last week was Straight Talk. update with Straight Talk. I have all the links in there where you could go and search all this stuff. So if you don't believe me, read it with your own eyes. But here's the next one, Triple M. Like I said, they reported some numbers in GameSpot. I'm like, that's not the right numbers. Here, the Xbox platform revenue they made $0.7 billion. All right, but that's for
yes. I remember. I remember in your last stream or last week's stream, you and Doctor was going between 0.7 or 0.07. And to be honest, I was kind of confused myself.
That was my mistake, because what happened is the information I had on this last stream that's when my other computer crapped out on me. So I had to go, crapped out on me. So I had to go to my other computer, and I was trying to like stretch my neck over, and I was messing up the numbers. That was my fault. So that's why you see this. It says, "Hey, Dr. Feelgood," which is I was trying to correct him, and I did. I shared it publicly, but I was trying to correct my mistake, which was my mistake. But
of course.
But it is, I did it on the Thursday cast that just happened. I fixed it, but I said it again. This is $0.07 billion, right, for 2014, 13, and 12, respectively. That's not good.
Now, just to put perspective, what was the number that GameSpot put on their article?
400 they put 486 million is what they put, but that was 486 million, but that's, I mean, $0.7 billion is 700 million. So what, I mean, that money
now that is huge margin of a mistake that GameSpot did on their part. So
yeah. But that's why I say that's why you say gotta do I gotta do stuff. Now here we go. Let's just prove this point right here too. So 0.7 billion, which is 700 million, right? Let's go to Nintendo. And all that stuff is on my page. That's why as you said, Triple M. This is why I post this stuff. I mean, a lot of people don't follow me. Hey, it is what it is. But I'm not pointing out I'm pointing out facts. All right. So here you go. So 0.7 billion is 700 million, right? They generated last year, Nintendo generated more than 729 million. So in 1 year, they did what Xbox division did in 3 years. And the year before that, and it's up from the year before that, which was $603 million. So I don't have to worry about Nintendo ever falling out of no console race, as much as these people want to say, "Ooh, the Wii U's blah." What? I don't care. I'm good. The shareholders are happy with that number.
I am speechless.
And you see the problem in 2000, and let me point this out too, but I'll say this, and you can read right here too. The major improvement loss over 776 million yen. The company reported in Q 2011 due to the exchange rate, which is important. I want to point that out again, but also to serious amount of cash spent on research and development for the Wii U. That's why they took a big hit as well too. When everybody's like 2012 and stuff, they're like, "Oh man, this is Nintendo's doom" and blah blah blah.
Yeah, even I remember at that time they specifically mentioned the exchange rate countless of times. I can't even remember, or I lost count how many times they used the two words exchange rate.
Well, but yeah, you're right, because they said the exchange rate. Let's go back to Sony. Here it says right here, negative impact of foreign exchange rates. They have the same problem. If the yen is higher than the US dollar, they make a lot of money. Japanese company makes a lot of money. But I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I got it mixed up. When the yen is more or climb up higher towards the US dollar, they lose a lot of money. If the yen stays low to the US dollar, then they make a lot of profits.
Okay.
That's how it cleared out. That's my mistake. I'm sorry what I just said right there. That's my mistake. If the yen goes up then they lose a lot of money. That's why I have a video on my channel talking about price cut, when everyone's like they should drop the price cut and be like Microsoft, which is a stupid thing to say, but they don't know the information, all the information. I respect that, but the exchange rate, when you $50 US dollars, and if the exchange rate went the wrong way, that $50 could turn into $400, $500, $600 for a console loss. That's a lot of money.
Now, keep in mind about the exchange rate. Back then, I remember Nintendo initially forecast for the launch of the Wii U that they would sell about, I think it was around 9 or 10 million Wii U consoles, yeah, at least in the launch period. So, in my mind, and that's without thinking about the exchange rate that was happening at the time, I would think that after the sell through of 9 to 10 million consoles, they would actually drop the price for the Wii U.
That's not a bad. Nah, that's what you think right there. If they had did that, maybe it could have happened. I can't, like I said, unlike other gamers, I could tell you I don't know. I really can't give you a solid answer to that. I'm not scared to say I don't know.
Well, that's just my guess.
No, you, like I said, and it could have happened. That's what I'm saying. It could have happened, but I can't say it was, because we know they didn't sell to the stock. I mean, the one thing that Nintendo did, the one thing about the Nintendo Wii U that's hurt them is that most of their games are experience, is a certain experience, and you can't telegraph that through, through commercials.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but that's that's kind of messed up in a way too. So whatever. Since I have you on here, Triple M, maybe you could be like I said, back and forth before, because I'm gonna do a short cast. But I mean, like I said, it's cool to have somebody to talk to, so I could answer these. So maybe you could see where I'm coming from. I am looking for, and I put this. You see what he says right here, where he says, ask me for help. Where my mouse is at right now, and I'm highlighting. Can you see that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'm asking anybody out there who's hearing this. I asked it a while ago, and I asked it on my Google. I want anybody to ask me a question, because this is gonna help my case. But I want to know something. Now, do you remember Resident Evil, Umbrella Chronicles, and Dark Chronicles on the Wii? Or have you even heard of the games?
On the Wii, right?
Yes, on the Wii.
Yes, I remember.
Okay, now those games were made for the Wii, and Capcom. I'll tell anybody out there, if you want to know the story of Resident Evil, those are some great games to catch up on the story up to Resident Evil 4.
Heck, I'm still trying to find those games. Hopefully I have the money to buy them when I find them. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's really good game, because it tells you from the mansion all the way even to the secret parts of how Leon met Krauser, and then of course then you get up to 4, and then you go play 4, and then you're like, oh, I'm caught up on all of Resident Evil 4, and then you play 5 and 6, which 6 is ugh. I like it.
Because with me, and this is where my ignorance came in at the time, when the game came out. Because I didn't looked into deeper what this particular game was. Right out of the gap, I thought it was just a light gun shooter.
Well, if I have to be 100% honest, it is that style of a light gun shooter, but you are doing a lot of stuff that you got to be quick reaction. It is. I'm not gonna deny it. It is that to a degree, but you could switch your guns, you could choose your paths, you could tilt, you could move, or you could do all kinds of certain things to a certain degree, and it's pretty, and with the Wii U with the Wii remote, it's just fun as hell. from my perspective. I'm not gonna, it is a light gun shooter. I'm not gonna deny it, but also you could find out. It gives you the story, and if you shoot around and you pick up like lures and the kind of like Samus, how you got a scan for Metroid Prime. You shoot certain things, they drop like a typewriter of what happened with Wesker and all this stuff, and what happened to Alan and everybody else who's a part of the thing. It's pretty cool.
Right. Well, I'm not a fan of light gun shooters, but because of this particular game, I kind of passed out on any other Resident Evil games that was coming on it, which, to my demise, they actually made they actually ported the Resident Evil remake of the GameCube version on the Wii, and me and my dumbfounded luck.
Yeah, that is a good that I played that on the GameCube. I loved it, but I played it on the Wii, and that was awesome. And let me help you out with this right here. Shinji Mikami when he made a game for GameCube, he was happy. When Capcom ported over to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 2, he was pissed. When they redid it over to Wii, he was happy. So this whole narrative of people saying about third party and whatever, not knowing, that's why is anybody could listen to me. I say third party developers and publishers is two different things. The devs have no problem with Nintendo. It's the publishers because they don't want to spend no money. And then if something works good on a Nintendo platform, I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. When people say about they got the PlayStation 4 and 3 or whatever, and Xbox 360, they get no bad games from Nintendo. I'm like, you get bad ports too. I could list off a bunch of games you guys got bad ports of. You should have never got. You should get a better port of. But Resident Evil 4 is one of them. But
like you said about the developers and publishers. And I only just caught on about this situation last gen, but correct me if I'm wrong. But okay. Or let me ask this.
Yeah, go ahead.
When did Shinji Mikami left Capcom? Was it back on the 7th gen, or was it on the 8th gen or last gen?
I would say early 7th gen.
Early 7th. Okay. Yeah. Because by that time.
Huh?
I was actually oblivious by the situation of publishers and developers at the time. It's only until when I kind of noticed this thing was actually happening last gen, and then I actually went back and looked for some articles, and one of them was actually about Shinji Mikami leaving Capcom, and it was just because of that the deal that they made with Nintendo of releasing or making an exclusive Resident Evil remake.
Evil, yeah.
Yes, and when that fell through, Mikami was so pissed that he left Capcom.
When he was pissed off the most and he left Capcom was he kind of helped with Resident Evil 5, but he was like, this is not the way I wanted to carry my my franchise. He wanted to keep it survival horror in a way. That's why he made Pure Evil Within. Sorry, Evil Within. That just came out last year. He was like, this is not, he saw that these guys are going to the run and gun style, which that's what Resident Evil 6 was. That's who's like, okay, you guys are messing up my franchise. I'm quitting. Just like after they did he was 3. That's why Hideki left Capcom. He was like, okay, you guys effing up my franchise.
Yeah.
All you guys are messing up my babies, man. What the hell? I'm gone.
So that's the thing when people keep saying that Nintendo needs to cough up money and then basically bribe third parties back to that, and I'm like, did no one research what happened at least with between Capcom and Nintendo back in the GameCube days?
It was not even only Capcom and Nintendo. Let me give you the next one.
But
Ubisoft had the same problem because when Rayman Raving Rabbits, right?
yeah,
That game, Rayman Raving Rabbits, that game was a launch game for the Wii, and it sold, and it made Ubisoft a ton of money. And then it was, and that, of course, that became a franchise, as we saw Raven Rabbits 2, then Raven Rabbits 3, and then Rabbits in Time, and all these other, and they got their own cartoon on Nickelodeon. It created a franchise for Ubisoft. That game was basically around the Wii remote. Why in the hell? I ask this question to anybody. Why in the hell you port that game to the 360 and it has no motion controls? That was a stupid port.
Unless they want to use that motion part with
Kinect wasn't around.
Oh yes, it was the first.
Yeah, Raven Rabbits came out as a launch title for the Wii. So Xbox 360 was launched the year before. They didn't have a Kinect at that time.
True, you're right.
So it was all controller based, which is Raven Rabbits is way fun with the remote doing all the crazy stuff than with buttons. I don't understand why you port that game over, and it flopped. Of course, it flopped. Even you could check the game trailers and IG and all the other reviews they asked the same thing. Why did they ported it? Because they just thought of money. That's all it was. They're like, oh wow, this thing sold on a weaker software. Let's put it over here and okay, all right, that sucked.
I'm sorry, but isn't this the same scenario of oh crap, I forgot this company. Crap. Help me remember. It was the one that Jason Rubin was running at the time, and
Jason Rubin. That name sounds familiar, but I can't off the top of my head too. You got me on that one.
He was one of the co-founders of Naughty Dog, and he left.
I know you talk. No, I know you talking about that douche. I hated that guy. I know you're talking about now.
Because now I can't even remember. Well, was it? No, it's not Take-Two Studios.
Don't get yourself a brain fart, my friend.
It's got a brain right now. It was one of those companies that made those WrestleMania games.
Oh, THQ.
Yes. Again, isn't this the same scenario that done THQ?
Well, no. What happened was this is a thing that this is a thing that a lot of gamers don't know as well too. What happened was back in the 90s when gaming started, there really wasn't that much publishing companies. Basically, all the guys who did developing studios, they were their own publishers.
Yes.
So when games started becoming expensive in the 6th gen, that's why EA said, "Hey, well, let's buy this studio, buy this studio, buy this studio." And THQ did the exact same thing. They bought up a bunch of studios because look at all. I mean, Triple M. I know you could list off a bunch. I mean, I don't know how old you are, but I bet you could list off a bunch of games, not game studios that are not around no more. Iguana, Acclaim, Midway, EA Big. That was an awesome studio. I don't know why EA got rid of that studio. A bunch of studios that are not around no more because they bought them up and then they just put them into one big pot and took away the uniqueness out of them. Same thing with Maximus when EA did with Maximus when it comes to Sims 3.
Oh please! I'm not even a Sims fan, but oh my god! Even I felt for that company.
Well, that's what happened because they bought them up. The publishers are currently to the shareholders. The shareholders say, "Hey, we want this much money by this end of this year," and they're gonna force them to do things that they don't need to be doing. That's why that's why I say I have this audio from the ESRB board. They were talking about how software engineers, like developers and stuff, are kind of getting messed up because they said that this generation has the most buggy and glitch games than the same period last year in the 7th gen.
Now I want to say something about that. That's the reason why I'm actually here as I'm participating in YouTube, because before then I was just a YouTube viewer. But then when I see piece of hogwash of a broken game coming out just about year in year out, I'm like, this is too much. I need to speak about this.
I hear you,
and that's how I came to be.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, mine was not because of that. I only came because I wanted to share the fun of gaming, one, but two, also since I work in the gaming industry, just to let people, get them behind the scenes. What's going on? How things are working? How this does? Because I work for I've worked with Microsoft. I work with Sony. I still have a contract with Sony right now. I work with Nintendo right now. I'm going to go back to. I'm going to go to a contract with them. I've done Ubisoft and I've done EA. I worked on FIFA 2005, the FIFA that came out in 2005, FIFA World Cup 2006, Need for Speed Carbon. I worked on those games. So stuff like that. Red Steel 2 for Ubisoft, and I could go many more. But those are the games that people would know that I work on. That I know that I worked on those games. And I'm trying to give you the guys behind the curtain look.
I wouldn't be surprised to see your name coming down from the credits of one of those games.
Well, you ain't know my real name, so you ain't gonna see the credit. All these certain people on YouTube that I feel trusted and whatever have gotten got my company and got what my real name is. But yes, if I told you what I've done and everything, you'd be like, wow, man, I remember that song. I remember that sound clip. I remember, like, oh, okay, this and all this stuff with Ubisoft. Yeah, you remember it if I say it. So,
and I'll be saying something else. I'm very envious of you.
Dude, coming from, like I've said it before, I never saw myself ever this would have happened coming from a poor country I came from. I'd be like, I never thought it, but I got good breaks, and then I didn't went to school for business. I then went for school for business, and then went to school for engineering. And I mean, not audio engineering, which that's what my company does mostly. I didn't went for none of that stuff. I went to school for architecture, which is my day job. My 9-to-5 job is architecture. I design houses and commercial buildings, but I just got good luck and it break my way, and then bam, I'm 50. Basically, I'm 2002 to now. So yeah, I've been doing this for 14 years, and I'm
props to you, man. I say nothing else.
Hey, I'm doing this for 13, 14 years, and I have, like I said, I have a couple employees that's in Japan, a couple employees in the UK, of course, got a branch office. We got branch office in there. Like I said, I think remember when we had the off-air talk, we were talking about animes.
Oh yeah,
I was talking about some of the animes that I've done. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what my company do. We do stuff like that. So yeah, I've never ever thought in my wildest dreams I'd own my company outright. But again, it is what it is. But that's why I came on YouTube as the endor, to help people first have fun, but to tell people behind the scenes, because like you said, Ubisoft did their things too, because Suda51, he's an ex-person. No More Heroes 1 and 2. They put it over to PlayStation. The PlayStation Move didn't sell.
And those bombed as well.
And this is the question I was going to ask you. That's why I had a share screen, but I took it down. Here's the share screen. I'm asking anybody out there, please, if you could find this stuff, is Endor is what it is. If you listen to it, put the link in the video below, because I want to find out. Now, the same games that we talk about, the Resident Evil games I just talked about, the Triple M. My thing is this: I look at VG charts. I look at game rankings. I look all over. The only thing I found was on Media Create, Media Create is one of the big things for Japan that does games and stuff, right?
True.
Resident Evil, Unbreakable Chronicles, and Darkside sold over 2 million on a Wii. And it was easy, and it made a lot of money. I made money for Capcom because those were not graphically intensive games, and it was easy to develop games. So a lot of money they went into them. My thing is this: they put it over to now they put them together, made them as an HD, and put them on a PlayStation 3 because of the move. I look for the sale numbers. This is the only sale numbers I found, Triple M, and I hope this is not right. I'm dead serious. I hope it's not right. They only sold 11,208 games of that game.
But that number on the PS3 and the PSP combined?
No, on the PS3 it was never made. It was made only for PS. It was only made for PS3 because you have to move. Because you have to use a light gun to shoot.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but my point is, it can. If that game only sold 11,208, that sucks. That's from 2 million to that number. Oh my God, that's horrible.
I'm sorry, mind blown here.
My mind is blown too. I'm that's what I say. I hope anybody who out there who could find a number to help me and send me the link. I want to make sure it's legit. I want to know because I don't want to because my premise. I want to do a video about it. My premise, which is basically there's a lot of games that was made for the Wii U that went to other consoles and bombed. Just like they got games that came from other consoles came to the Wii U and bombed. I'm not denying it, but man, that is. But they didn't bomb that little. Batman Arkham Knight sold at least 300,000, 400,000, not 11,000.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. 11,000?
Well, 11,000 from an installed base of 80, actually maybe 90 millions. And still going.
That is a horrible number. I'm not gonna deny it. I hope it's not right. I really hope so. I'm not. My mind's blown like you.
Oh, you know what? Thinking on it a little more. Just when you said that it was being made with the move in mind on the PS3. Mm-hmm. So I could pretty much say, yeah, just because you had to use the move, that could have been a detrimental because back at that time, I keep hearing reading that a lot of people did not like the move.
Yes, and what you said right there, is my underlying statement. I understand that, which goes to our next part I want to bring up. But you're right. You are 100% right that they didn't like it. You're right.
Because even the product itself bombed so bad that Sony basically swept it under the rug soon afterwards.
Well, here goes to another premise that I did on my video that got messed up yesterday. I hope it, and with you on, or at least with you on now, you could tell me if I'm breaking up on that. But that's why when I see all these videos about these guys talk about the NX, which I hate. Let me do a quick story about that. I wanted to do a video about NX on Nintendo's next console, but within 1 minute, I lost the will to even finish the video. I was like, God, this is just so stupid. I lost it because I don't know what an NX is. I just didn't give a damn no more. It's like, I don't care what the console is. As long as you could play games, that's all I care, Nintendo. I don't give a damn, oh, they need more power, it needs this. I was like, they gave you the ultimate option. If you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. That's all. Jeez. And that was like recycling in my head. I was like, I wanted Nintendo to. I was like, I don't even feel like finishing this video. Okay. I quit in the first minute of that video. I'm like, quit, done. I ain't gonna do it.
The thing is with me, I didn't mind when those articles was flooding in the moment when Iwata basically uttered those words.
Exactly. That's the part.
But then what really got me, what really pissed me off to no end,
Mm-hmm.
when those articles of NX just kept popping and popping, popping and popping, no stop. I'm like,
Stop. Exactly.
what's going on?
Exactly. Because I can remember when Project Cafe came out, nobody was doing it as much as this. This is
Yes.
but soon as it got before Iwata said in the Cheryl's meeting, nobody was saying nothing about next Nintendo console and anything. It was just like, okay, whatever. But now that it's there, everybody and their mama just coming out. Oh, I know what it is and what it. I'm like, oh my God, shut up. None of y'all know what it is. Stop.
And I'm like, couldn't you guys at least wait until they actually reveal the dang thing?
They can't
No.
because that's what I'm saying. Look. Who's Dr. Feelgood? Dr. Feelgood he listens to this guy, and you know how it works. That if you sub to somebody else, but there's somebody else, they comment on it, you see it in your feed, right? You know that.
Yes.
So is this guy called Obi-Wan or whatever his name is? I don't know what the hell his name is.
Yeah, it's Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan, when he's like, and he got to hit screen, and he's like, look, I tell you people, I got this guy who's a hookup. I'm like, no, you don't. Stop lying. He's like, oh, I know this hookup with. I'm like, oh man, you guys could lie to your teeth. Now, I understand people could be disputed against me the same way, but same way too, because like I said, I'm just a face, I'm just an icon on whatever's in the videos. But you could go back to my videos and see that I have not. Like I said, when I say I don't know, I say I don't know. And also, when I said stuff to predict, and which is my stuff, from me myself, and from talking from my friend Kenji, they've all come correct. I have not been wrong so far, and I hope I can keep that streak going. But I'm not gonna say that's why I say if I don't know something, I'm glad to say, because I don't want to come off as an ignorant person. You know what I mean? But if Kenji works my friend Kenji works. And like I said, when I say friend, he's a friend because when I come back from traveling and stuff in September, I'm gonna show everybody my GameCube that he did for me, because that's one of the best GameCubes I ever. That's one of the best gifts he has ever gave to other than my 3DS, me and my sister's 3DS. But to play, to have a GameCube that could play US games and Japanese games on a Switch, that was awesome. That was one of the best gifts I ever got from that guy. He modded his the GameCube to give me so I could play US games and Japanese games.
Oh yeah. I've heard. I think I heard that in one of your podcasts.
Yeah, and that's what Micah hates me for. Micah don't like me for that. Because I got to play. Go ahead.
The feeling is mutual, although I'm not going to hold you against it.
Yeah, Micah don't like that. Micah, the shepherd, the good shepherd, he don't like that. He's like, you bastard, you keep on bragging. I'm like, dude, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that's what happened. That's my connection though. That's why I got my stuff on. So he works. My point is, he works in R&D. He has not they have not put out. He said right now there's no dev kits. If he says that, then I know everybody else is telling lies. That's why when I saw the Square Enix thing, and I went and I have that on my page too. When I said, wait, let's go to Square Enix's Japanese page. Oh, they say might. They never said gonna. It said if this might be on an NX. That word might. They never said it was going to be the NX, and everybody fly off. Oh, this is coming on the NX.
That's something I also have a freaking problem. I actually chatted with someone about this on a private chat, and I'm like, there was the article of last night of Nintendo Everything, and I see no mention of the word of those two letters NX on it. Then this other person found the earlier article that was above 3 days so 3 days earlier,
Mhm.
and it was on Nintendo Life, and I was like, again, the only the only part that I'm seeing that's written NX on it is because the writer of that article mentions it. I'm not even, and he only said no, he only mentioned about a live event that happened in Japan that they were showing Dragon Quest, and I'm like, okay, I wanna see that live event. I wanna see straight from the freaking source, translated or not, because I'll be looking at that vid at length and listen to it closely, even in Japanese, if they actually mention those two letters
They,
NX, because
well, they did.
all I see is PS4 and 3DS, nothing
No,
else.
they in the video in the anime thing that they did mention the NX. I'm not gonna. They did mention it. I'm not gonna lie to you. They did. But what they said was, and see a lot of people like you just said. So I'm trying to see if we could scan down. Cause like I said, give me a second here. I'm trying to scan down so I can show you what I wrote down to people. Give me a second. Come on, right there. All right, come on, internet, work with me now. Don't drop me. Let's see. Share screen once again. Come on. Okay. All right. This is something I did when you just said that, and I saw I'm not gonna call these names because I really don't care. To that point, I mean, like I said, this is not a bad thing. When I saw Bear Hugger and I saw Red Knight and all these guys talking about the NX and Dragon Quest and everything, and Francis and Rob to review all these guys, I'm like, you guys calm down. This is not whatever. So what I think is, I went to Kotaku, Polygon, Verge, US Gamer, right? Those sites at the but you see, this is what even the news, this is what journalism does anyway, so I'm not surprised. But at the end, no, but at the end of the article, it said it is unclear whether the Square Enix announced means that that there is a plan for, or if developers already have a dev kit for the Nintendo's next system or online system, because they don't know what the NX is. So that's what they said. And all those articles is at the bottom. And Square, and this you can see right here where I have my mouse going around on. That's the link to the Dragon Quest.
Yes.
You go to that website, try to use Google Translate or Bing Translate. It says Square announcement. What they on their site say that it might, with NX, might be a future platform. That's what they said.
Okay, you saw the word might, and there was another article that I saw. It used the word consider.
Yeah.
Tell me something. Out of those two words, does one of those words actually mean we're working on it, or it's official? Because that's what I'm saying. Everyone is jumping the bloody gun. I'm like, geez, oh my God, people. And this is what infuriates me to no end. Where is the bloody accuracy, my friend?
I know, man. I know. That's what.
To be honest, I'm sorry. To be honest, it's so bad that I'm even seeing Nintendo enthusiasts is doing that, and I'm like, dude, this website, I got much respect for this website, right up there with Nintendo, everything. But you're doing this as well? Come on, man.
I hear you, man. I hear you live and clear. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it too from other sites that's doing that. That's what I'm saying. I mean, accuracy, it goes to a point. It's weird because I think Mr. T said it the best. After after the initial what's happening to Splatoon, and what after happens, what happened to why should I say? Oh, with E3 being, as you know, the digital event not being as great as everybody hoped it to be. It's like everybody now. Have you seen Mr. T's new video? His latest video.
What's the title again?
Nintendo fans are defeated.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I'm still wearing my shirt.
Oh, man, yeah, I know. Bingo. I'm wearing my jersey too. But basically, from since then, everybody who was like strong Nintendo fans now has like they cower. They don't want to wear their jersey anymore, like you say.
You know, I'm gonna say, someone told me in a private chat,
Mhm.
the reason why so many people are doing this 180 and this different kind of 180 is because they are ashamed of the Wii U, and I'm like, I'm sorry, say that again. I thought you said they're ashamed of the Wii, and I'm like, that's exactly what he said. And I'm like, so you're telling me these people are ashamed of a console that actually plays their game and has less broken games coming out on it than the competitors. It's something that we were buying these consoles in the first place to game. It's the reason why you guys call yourself a gamer.
Hey. Be careful when you're putting that. Like I told Mr. Red Fox, be careful when you're putting that logic on people, man. They don't understand that. Oh man, dude, I'm with you. I'm with you, Triple M. I am 100% with you, man. That's why, like I said, that's why it does amuse me to see people say certain things that they don't do the research, they forget stuff, and even the guys who do the whole triple. Here's the next. Let me help you with this too. And this is a topic right here. I know you've seen a video of these guys saying what they want in the next in the next Nintendo console.
I didn't even look at those videos.
I know, because like I said, after a point, it just got numb to me. But I watched a couple of them and I was like, okay, whatever. All of them basically has one thing. They say, oh, Nintendo, let's just stick with, like as you saw in Mr. T video, let's just stick with a regular controller and do this and do that. Now. And it's because all those guys say, like, why don't they just sell the gamepad as a peripheral? Then they could still make their crazy games and blah blah blah. I'm like, wait a minute. And even
the success of those crazy games that actually utilize the gamepad, they ain't going to sell for nothing.
No, because we just like you just talked, we brought up, we already have evidence of this not working. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, a lot of times.
Well, there are some exceptions, but that ratio is really
not really. The exceptions are not that high. The ratio, you're right. The exceptions are very low because let's say, like I said, PlayStation Move. Nobody took on the PlayStation Move. Kinect was a better version of a PlayStation Eye. What happened? Gamers hated the Kinect so much that they forced Microsoft Xbox division to kick it out so they could get it cheaper. Because they don't want, and they think about it to kill me. All these same gamers are the ones that say we want a new experience, but then you want the same stuff. How can you want a new experience with the same controls? That don't make sense. And all the games that has color, that's different, don't sell, that has a new experience. Just like you just said, the ratio of selling and not selling is just bad because Sunset Overdrive for Xbox One, that's a different game, but nobody's buying a game. Nobody's buying that game. It's a shooter. It's still a shooter, and Xbox One is known for shooting games, but nobody bought the game. Same thing for Vanquish from Platinum Games. Not many people bought that game either.
What? So not many people bought Vanquish.
Yeah, Vanquish was a flop.
How much did that game sell?
I think it passed the million mark. Like I said, maybe if you could check it out, because like I said, my internet is not the strongest right now. I'm trying to keep everything running right now, hardwired, so I could download all these updates one and talk to you. But I don't. I mean, financially it was a flop. I could tell you that for sure. I don't know sales wise. That's the next thing I want to do a video on. Just because it sell a million doesn't mean that it's a great thing. Nintendo sold Kirby Rainbow Curse. It has not hit a million, but they made their money and making solid profits right now. Same thing with Bayonetta 2. They budgeted Platinum Games with Nintendo budgeted to a certain cause, and they're making profits all now. Good profits. It ain't hit a million. But then you have games like Konoha, let's use the one that's coming out next month. Let's look at Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 13, 12. All those games passed a million. They sold 2, 3, 4 million. But it was a financial flop because Square Enix put too much damn money into the graphics. And right now, Final Fantasy 15, they are. I've said it on my video, and maybe you heard me say it too. They're blown their budget 4 times already on 15, and then 15 don't sell like 6-8 million because
wait a minute. Xbox. They've blown their budgets 4 times already.
Yeah, if you go to the IR page of Square Enix, you see they had to reconsider the budget for Final Fantasy 15.
I thought it was just. I thought they only done that twice.
4
times. Oh my gosh!
Well, like I said, IR pages, brother. That's where you get my. That's where I get my information from, and that's why I try to. That's one of the things I am trying to push on my channel. You go to IR pages. Yes, you have to download, and yes, you have to read. Here's a simple way to do it. When you download it, put it in PDF. Go make sure it's the newest Adobe PDF. You could do a search and then type in like PlayStation 4. If it's Sony, PlayStation 4, and then you will see all the places where the PlayStation 4 picks up, like lists up, and then you can read from there. That will help you out. Same thing with Xbox, because Xbox has Microsoft, they buried the Xbox, that same $0.7 billion. That was like page 75. That was down. That was way down there, man. So you couldn't see it. But yeah, Vanquish was a financial fail. Well, same thing was Okami. Okami was a financial fail. PlayStation 2 was a good game, but it was a financial fail.
Oh, so come on. Okami.
Well, that was because remember Clover Studios made that game especially for the PlayStation 2. It came out at the same time as Twilight Princess, so it was a little rough. But because everybody was was going with the whole Amaterasu being a wolf and Link being a wolf and all that stuff, but it was a great game. I mean, it came out exactly. Let me rephrase that. It came a year after Twilight Princess. I forgot, but it was still a good game, and because I played it for the Wii, I have my Okami on the Wii. And of course, I have an Okami then for 3DS, and those were awesome games.
But do you think the reason that's the reason why they ported Okami on the Wii, because on the PS2 it flopped?
Well, the reason they ported it over to the reason they put it over to the Wii because they saw the Wii remote, because remember you paint with you could use the Wii remote to draw, right? I don't know if you played it. You played the game?
Yes, I haven't played the game, but
well, no, it was just he thought that this would be cool that I could use the remotion to enhance the game, and it did. It was pretty cool to draw with the remote. It wasn't. I mean, you had to make sure it works and everything still, but you had that, and you put in quick buttons so you go to the slashes and everything. Me and my sister love that game.
Okay, reason why I asked this first because I'm going to go it like this. Oh, so they put a game on the Wii U for artistic value, eh? I just had to do that cheap shot.
Just had to do that cheap shot.
Yes, I couldn't resist, mate. Couldn't resist.
I got you, man. I got you. It's respectful. Well, like I said, it's no. every console has a bad port from other console. I'm not going to even deny that point because me and Micah said this on our first and second endcast when I had a Res 007, the remade 007 for the Wii.
Oh, you mean GoldenEye?
GoldenEye, GoldenEye for the Wii. It's a good game. It really is a good game. And it depends on your taste, but it really is a good game. But here's
Actually,
the thing.
yeah, I have the game myself,
Here's
and
the go ahead. Go
uh,
ahead, I'll leave.
I have to, even though it actually is a good game, but for some reason I felt like, you know what, maybe I should have, because I was in a situation that I only had to buy one game at that when I had purchased GoldenEye. It was either that or Super Mario Galaxy, and
Oh wow.
I was like in the mentality. No, I heard a lot of people, a lot that saying that Nintendo fans don't buy third parties. So I was like, I went with that mentality and go like, okay, I'll buy GoldenEye just for the sake of, as I'm a Nintendo fan, and I bought and I would also buy third party games if it's actually good. And mind you, it is a great game. But now I feel like, you know what? I guess if I did buy Super Mario Galaxy, I would have had a much more, well, not better. I'm just going to say a funnier experience.
Yeah, I got what you're saying. But I mean, I understand, and I could go with what you just said. So that's why I said it's a good game. It wasn't broken. It was good. It was nice. They did a lot of stuff. They did a lot of stuff that I liked in the game that you could do. You could go running and gun, which I didn't do a lot because you gain more. It felt more better being Bond of like sneaking around and changing the weapons to shoot at other people and stuff. It felt fun doing that. But
Yeah.
um, but
Oh oh snap. You would think this would happen to me because usually I'm the one who gets disconnected from the from the feed. Now it's completely the opposite. Let's see. Not much better with improvisation here. Well, let's just hope Liger will come back as soon as he can. Um, but yeah, as I was saying before, when I when I had to choose between Mario Galaxy and the GoldenEye remake, and I was on a freaking budget. Reasons why I could have only bought one or the other, and I was actually more inclined to buy Super Mario Galaxy, but I guess you can say because um should I use this word? You know what, man? You know what? The heck with it. Let me just say it, just for the controversial sake. You can say that I got tainted by what, let's just say, annoyed gamers would say that Nintendo fans doesn't buy third parties. And yes, I went with that. And to this day, I'm actually feeling a bit regrettable that I made that choice. This is just me. I would probably understand that not everyone, and hopefully not everyone will be feeling the way I felt with the decision I just made, with the little funds I had back then. But yeah, Let's see here. Ooh, right back. Sorry about that for a moment there. It went blank. I was being called to do something. Yes, this is the random talk. And oh, bloody hell, do I have to be really random? Uh, let's. Crap. What to say? This is really not my strong points right now. Well, on the news of what's been happening. Well, I'm actually on my iPod here. Yes, I don't have an iPhone.